Well, hello and welcome along to episode 19 of the All Things Leeds podcast with myself, Ed McIntyre. And joining me in the studio this week is, of course, Leeds United fan and good friend, Charles Foster. How are you, Charles?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Good week?
Yeah. Last week, could have gone a lot worse, couldn't it?
Yeah. Well, in this episode, we will, of course, look back on what was an eventful afternoon, I think it's fair to say, at Elland Road last Sunday, where Leeds United drew 1-1 with Aston Villa, both of those goals being scored in controversial fashion, so we will discuss that. It's also been a week of awards at the club. We'll have a look at who picked up trophies at the Leeds United Player of the Year awards for this season, which took place after the Aston Villa game on Sunday night. We'll also discuss the players who are in the PFA's Team of the Year too. And what a great week it's been for the U23s. We'll go through that game. They went through to a Professional Development League, the PDL-National final after beating Coventry City 3-2 at Elland Road on Monday night. Kuntemanouskov scored from the edge, from the outside of the box, deep into extra time to win that one. We'll discuss all that before looking ahead to the final game of the regular season as Leeds United travel to Portman Road to take on already relegated Ipswich Town. Plenty of stuff coming up here in episode 19 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Well, we need to start, don't we, with that Aston Villa game from last Sunday. 1-1, as everyone knows, but both goals, they were controversial to say the very least.
Yeah, I think that's a fair word to describe them. Both the goals. I mean, I'm not sure I agree with Bielsa's decision on their goal, but I'm sure we'll go through their goal in a minute. Should we go through our goal first?
Yeah, well, we'll go through our goal first. So, Kodja, so it started from the goal kick, gets kicked up long, comes back, and Cooper and Kodja, Aston Villa striker, they both go for it, and Kodja ends up going down for some reason.
He tries to challenge Cooper, if anything. He tries to basically kick Cooper's leg from under him, trips over and does his own knee in. Yeah,
they both just completely missed the ball. Kodja goes down injured. And at this point, so 5 minutes before that, I think it was Forshaw, he had gone down, and Aston Villa ended up kicking it out.
That should have been a foul anyway.
Yeah, it should have been a foul as well. But the thing with that one, when they kicked it out, it was right into the corner. There was plenty of bodies round. It wasn't a goal-scoring opportunity.
There was no chance there. They only kicked it out because there was no chance.
Yeah. Well, we had sent it down the left wing where there was other options. Everyone else, all the Aston Villa players were pretty much just stopped playing, really, stopped running, apart from the odd few defenders, and they were pointing because Roberts, he had the ball on the left hand side, and the Aston Villa players they had stopped and they were pointing and screaming at Roberts to just say kick it out because our guy's down. Now the thing is, the players don't have a right to kick it out.
Absolutely not.
They have no right to say, stop the game. It's not the NFL or NBA where we can just call timeouts. It's not that. You just play it until the referee stops it. And the referee isn't going to stop it because the injury, it's not like it's interfering with play, and it's not a head injury. It's not a head injury, so he doesn't have to stop it. So Roberts, he's on the left-hand side, and everyone's a bit confused, but Roberts, instead of kicking it out, which... reading the body language, it looked like he was going to. Or I could look at it thinking, he slowed down because everyone else slowed down. He was just looking for options. But he does pick out Mateusz Klich on the left-hand side, who runs through. Klich was in an offside position. So I think on reflection, it is probably fair to do what we did, which we'll go on to. But Klich, he goes down. The defenders, they start playing again. Klich cuts in on his right foot and curls one into the bottom right-hand corner. I mean, it was some finish from Klich, first of all.
Great goal. I honestly, I was watching it on TV. I was around at my mate's house in York. We were all pretty hungover. And we were watching the game thinking, this referee is one of the worst referees I've ever seen. Yeah. We were just sat there thinking, Grealish is getting given fouls every time he chucks himself on the floor. And I'm just thinking, this game, even though it's a dead runner, it's actually entertaining to watch because... both teams are going for it, and then we scored. Well, I can't even describe how much of a funny goal it was because the Villa players were absolutely furious.
Yeah, so Klich, he scores. It was a great goal, and he turns around to go off and celebrate. But Conor Herbahan, he grabs Klich, by the shirt around the neck. He grabs his shirt, ends up ripping his shirt actually, and the Villa players are just absolutely fuming. because we haven't stopped playing like they wanted to because their player's down, and we've gone on and scored. Now, we've broken no rules at all, but they've just kicked off because they feel as though, you should have stopped the game because our players down when we shouldn't have. Like I said, we did nothing wrong at all. And, I just want to bear in mind as well, so the game on the Saturday between Southampton and Bournemouth ended 3-3. But James Ward-Prowse, his goal in 55 minutes, he scored that while the Bournemouth man was down. There were no complaints from the Bournemouth players. They scored. No controversy about it. That's what should happen. It wasn't a head injury like NkGhTg. That wasn't a head injury, so it's absolutely fine. So we scored. It does stand. It does count, of course. But then all hell breaks loose. Basically, Horahan grabs Click, all the other players rush in, like the Wood, it's your mate, he's got your mate's been grabbed hold of. You're going to go try and protect him and get everything sorted. But then all hell breaks loose. Bamford, he goes and grabs El Ghazi and pushes him out the way. And while El Ghazi's turning around, it appears that it looked like
Bamford doesn't actually grab El Ghazi initially. He grabs Horahan from behind to get him off Click's shirt, drags him away from Click. El Ghazi then rushes in towards Bamford and grabs him. And then as El Ghazi turns round, Bamford makes out like he's been hit in the face, when in reality he's just...
Yeah. But at the time, it was like, Bamford's just been punched. Because all you saw was El Ghazi swinging round and Bamford falling down, holding his face. So you're thinking, he's been punched. El Ghazi ended up getting sent off. I think it was the linesman who made that call because he was looking at it. The referee obviously had too much to look at, really. So El Ghazi got sent off. But that has, today, on the Tuesday, that has been overturned. And Bamford, he has been issued a fine and a 2-game ban for deceiving the referee, which I think is fair.
Yeah, I expected that. I'm annoyed at Bamford for his conduct in a Leeds shirt because I don't approve of that whatsoever.
No, I don't approve of that at all.
I'm extremely angry at the FA and the EFL that they have not suspended Conor Horahan for 3 games for violent conduct.
Yeah, because Conor Horahan, there's another clip later on where he's in the background and he seems to punch
He doesn't
Click.
seem to. He does.
Yeah,
he punches him in the
punches
stomach.
Click in the stomach and chest.
Even taking that aside, he has Click's shirt almost over his head and he's ripping his shirt, grabbing him and screaming in his face, and only got a booking for that.
And the FA, they've said, or the EFL, they've said, it wasn't violent conduct.
Because they're biased, corrupt morons.
How on earth is it not violent conduct? Since when was punching someone in the stomach or chest not violent? What, just saying that I can just go around the street punching people in the chest? No, of course I can't. It's violent and I'll get arrested.
You can't have to wear a Leeds shirt, mate.
Yeah. They're wearing a Leeds shirt, you can. I think that was ridiculous. Conor Horahan, he should have been sent off in this game. He wasn't. He was given a yellow, but it's being looked at afterwards and they've said it's not violent, which it really, really is, and he should be banned, but he isn't. Instead, Bamford's being given a ban for 2 games, which I think is the right call. He does fool the referee going down, and I don't accept that whatsoever. In a Leeds shirt, I want people who are feisty. I don't want them falling to the floor pretending they've been hit. But Posh Boy Bamford,
I've got absolutely no problem with Click scoring that kind of goal and celebrating and getting in Villa players' faces and winding everybody up.
I want players like that. I
actually don't even have a problem with someone lamping Jack Grealish on the pitch if he's kicking off in the face like he was with Click later on. What I do have a problem with is just play acting and just disgracing himself and disgracing the shirt. And it annoyed me because this whole incident distracted from how badly Aston Villa acted in the aftermath of that goal.
Yeah,
because
it did.
The entirety of the British media has just slammed Bamford and ignored all the kind of horrible, violent scumbag behaviour of the Villa players.
Yeah.
That has got zero coverage.
Yeah,
it's amazing how little focus it's got.
Yeah, I mean, Aston Villa, they were just crybabies, really. But because it was so controversial, because it was being shouted at, Bielsa, he then goes and orders his player to give Aston Villa a goal. So basically just let them kick off and run straight through the team and put the ball into the back of the net. Now, what do we think of this?
Well, there's a bit of history to this, actually. Dean Smith, in his post-match interview, claimed, I'm not sure if this is true, but he claimed he asked Bielsa this and Bielsa agreed. I would be very interested to know if, in the reverse scenario, whether the honourable guy that Dean Smith is, having formerly managed players of moral character like Ollie Watkins diving in our box, whether he would have done the same if they'd have scored that kind of goal.
Yeah.
I sincerely doubt.
Yeah, I don't think it would have. It would have been interesting as well if, say, that was a playoff final, or if we had won the game, we would have guaranteed a top 2 finish. If Bielsa would have done the same.
I mean,
but
I get the sense that he would, and that scares me.
Yeah, that kind of worries me a bit. For me, Bielsa's in. I don't like saying it, but Bielsa was wrong here.
It was so ingracious as well by the amount of Villa fans that I saw that said, "Oh yeah, Bielsa's only done that because it's a dead rubber." It's like he's giving you a goal. You whining little fannies. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, and they were singing in the stadium. 1-0 up and you messed it up. But we gave him a goal. But yeah, Bielsa orders the team to give him a goal. They run through. Adoma scores. Pontus does try and stop it. I think Pontus was doing what everyone else wanted to see. I think Pontus was right there. Pontus. I think everyone else.
Berardi had a go at him for it though.
Yeah, everyone had a go at him for it because Bielsa, he ordered everyone to do it and he didn't listen. And I think afterwards as well, they came out to do the lap of honour. Pontus, he was the last one out of the changing room, so I'm guessing he was getting told off by Bielsa for not listening. It could just been him not being able to get ready quickly enough. But yeah, Pontus, he tries to stop Adoma from scoring because maybe he didn't get the message, but I think that he just did not want it to happen. I don't think any defender or goalkeeper wants that to happen, but it did happen. Adoma went on.
He just didn't agree
scored.
with giving away the goal, and I didn't agree with it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone agreed with it. But I mean, Bielsa, I think what was going through his mind was this is so controversial, and with what happened with Spygate, I don't want anything to spark out over this. Give us a big distraction. I want some decent press, not bad press. So just give him a goal, and at the end of the day, if we had won, yes, it would have been mathematically possible for us to finish in the top 2, but realistically it wasn't going to happen because we weren't going to beat Ipswich 20-0. So yeah, essentially, it didn't really count for anything, so I don't mind on that aspect, but it does worry me. Would Bielsa do that in the playoff final? If it does, then that would scare me a bit. But Bielsa, being the gentleman he is, gives them a goal, and it's 1-1. So we scored on 72nd minute, they scored on 77th minute. So it happened in about 6 minutes. This entire controversy, it was just crazy. I've seen it all now. In football. But before then, I thought it was a fairly average game, to be honest.
I thought we weren't really creating many chances.
I'd like to think it was even.
We had a few shots wide. They looked a lot better than we made them look a little bit better because whenever Kiko had to make a save, he was far too theatrical with it, where he could have just moved across and palmed it out.
I think their chances, Kiko made them look really good chances because TV saves and whatever.
They were properly TV saves.
Yeah.
I mean, we made about. Yeah, Kiko made about 2 saves. They didn't really make many saves. Dallas sent a hard volley wide. Click fired over the bar. I think Hernandez fired over the bar. We were kind of a lot of long range efforts.
I like to think it was quite of an even game. Both teams were getting some decent chances.
Jed Steer, but nothing major.
Yeah, both teams were getting some decent chances, probably quite even. But it wasn't a game that the atmosphere was good because it's probably it's against Aston Villa and they saw that their way in, but. There wasn't really much happening, really. Both teams just missing some decent chances. The only thing that we were really shouting about was the referee, Stuart Atwell, who had an absolute stinker.
It was... I mean, he excelled Peter Banks as the worst referee I've seen at Elland Road this season. He was horrendous.
Yeah, I give him a 0 out of 10 for that
Phil Hay gave him a 2 on the match ratings.
Yeah. And I was like... How are you giving him a 2? It's no more than a 1.
He was inconsistent with fouls, inconsistent with yellow cards. Yeah. He regularly gave fouls that weren't fouls and didn't give fouls that were fouls. It was just a nightmare.
It was the worst refereeing and officiating performance I have ever seen.
He gave Jack Grealish anything he asked for.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have control of the game whatsoever, and he fell for Aston Villa, mostly Jack Grealish's dives. Jack Grealish was diving all the time.
He's a cheat.
Yeah, it's blatant cheating. The only thing that he got right was the Cooper challenge. He didn't send Liam Cooper off for his challenge on Grealish.
I don't think he was ever going to send him off.
I thought that was a pretty good challenge, to be fair.
He won the ball.
Yeah.
It's not even a card for
He
me.
won the ball. Yeah, it's not a card for me. It's maybe a foul because of the follow through, but it's not a card. I thought it was good, but referee,
outstanding challenge.
He was awful. But what really annoyed me was he blew for half time. When Hernandez, he was on the right-hand side, he played the ball into Ayling, who was running into the box. There was no one in front of him. It was a goal-scoring opportunity. It was an attacking chance, and the referee ends up blowing for half-time. That is blatant cheating for me.
Luke Ayling was about 15 yards out from their goal in their box, and the referee blows the whistle.
Yeah, that is blatant cheating. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it before in my life, and that's what everyone were talking about. Everyone. For about the first 5 minutes of half time, we're like, I can't believe he's called half time there. Honestly, cannot believe it. And I could not believe it. It was the worst referee performance I have ever seen in my entire life. Just blatant cheating from Aston Villa, and the referee probably cheating as well. I wonder how much Aston Villa paid him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Aston Villa diving. They were awful. And, I've come to the conclusion, because Aston Villa wanted player to be stopped because of that leg injury to Codger, because Dean Smith said in his post-match interview, we need to protect players like Jack Grealish. No one deserves protecting.
If Jack Grealish had any more protection, he'd be wrapped in Kevlar with a new identity. Nobody in this league has more protection than Jack Grealish.
But why do we say that players need protection? It's a competitive sport. It's a contact sport.
It's a contact sport.
No one's just, he's a good player and he's protecting. No one foul him because he's a good player.
When you play football when you're a kid and when you train, and any kind of semi-pro or just Sunday league stuff, you're going in full-blooded challenges and you're leaving stuff on players. The best kind of challenge is the Liam Cooper challenge on Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
You win the ball, you leave a significant amount of pain on the guy you're tackling as well, if possible, and that's the way it is. If you're an attacking player, you should expect to have lumps kicked out of you. Yeah. And if you're a defensive player, it's your job to make life as horrible as possible for attacking players.
Yeah, exactly.
Alan Shearer is always saying on Match of the Day, it's like when I played, if I came up against centre halves who weren't willing to rough me up, I just used to run rings around them. It was the ones. He said if they were willing to rough me up, I'd rough them up, and that was how the game was played. You jump into people, you shove in elbows, you kick them in the ankles, you following through, and you're hitting them with your knees. You're going through them.
You're getting in the head.
Yeah, exactly, and you're winding them up.
Yeah.
But and the amount of whining and rolling around and getting the physios on that Jack Grealish did in that game. It was just disgraceful. Yeah. That one where Calvin Phillips is just kind of jockeying him and he falls on the floor. He don't even fall. He just jumps on the floor and he gets given a foul. Yeah, it's mental.
There's a good clip on their Twitter. I think it's the Adelites who made it of a compilation of the Grealish dives. I've retweeted it on Twitter. It's at ed_McIntyre98. So go seek it out. But yeah, it's a brilliant clip of all the dives. But yeah, because Aston Villa wanted players to be stopped because of a leg injury, because Dean Smith said that they need to protect players like Jack Grealish, which no one needs protecting at all. I've come to the conclusion that they're all just a bunch of softies, really.
They're not softies, they're just whining cheats. It doesn't surprise me that they've managed to win 10 games in a row. I've been watching them play. They get penalties all the time. And,
no wonder.
The one thing that could be said for Stuart Atwell is he didn't give one of their stupid penalty claims.
Yeah.
They had about 3 different ones of John McGinn jumping on the floor and Tyrone Mings slipping in the box, genuinely just slipping over his own feet and asking for a penalty. It's no wonder they won 10 games in a row because they just cheat.
But yeah, that's the rant over. Going on to the players who played. Tyler Roberts, he came on at half-time at left midfield for Jack Harrison. I thought Roberts, he was quite good. Kind of changed the game, really going down that left-hand side. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was. He appeared to be. I think you always get more space when you're out wide than you do in the middle, and he's often in the middle getting man-marked by somebody's defensive midfielder. So he had a lot more space out wide. He was finding Click a lot. He was finding Bamford a fair few times, and he was finding Hernandez, and we just looked a bit. We looked a bit more potent. We looked a bit more penetrative with Roberts on the pitch, and especially when he's in more space. I think. I don't know if Click would have scored it, but even if Roberts hadn't slowed down on that chance, I reckon Click would still have got up the pitch and got into the box and had a shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good substitution. I was I was surprised that Berardi came on for Dallas. I didn't know Dallas had been injured.
Dallas, he was wobbling a little bit. Did not show it on TV. There was a point where he was down injured, but then he ends up getting up and starts jogging back.
I saw him go down, but he got up and he didn't look too bad to me. So
he looked a bit uncomfortable.
The amount of people are just saying we brought Berardi just on to just injure Jack Grealish in the second half is hilarious.
But Dallas looked like he went off with an injury. Hopefully he's not out for too long. But if he is, that's another left back that we were out.
Well, no, because we've got
no Douglas, got no Alioski, got no Dallas.
What I mean is we've got 2 weeks because. If Dallas has to miss the Ipswich game, then Dallas has to miss the Ipswich game. It's a pointless game. It means nothing. All we need is a point. To mathematically secure third, all we need is a point. So if he's out, he's out. And then you got another week after the Ipswich game before the playoff first leg of the semi.
Yeah, week and a half.
Yeah, so if it is only like a minor knock, if it's only like a strain or something like that, he might be back in time.
I thought Dallas had a really good game as well at left back.
Yeah, there was one point where he was absolutely furious with the referee when he went and tackled Jack Grealish. Of course, it was Jack Grealish. He dove in, and it looked to me like I didn't see any contact whatsoever. It looked like Dallas had gone in, and Grealish had just jumped over his legs, Ollie Watkins style, and and just got up. And on the bright side, Dallas didn't get booked. Purely because Bielsa got booked instead for shouting at the fourth official. Yeah,
Bielsa got booked for he's the first ever Leeds United manager to get a yellow card.
El Loco.
It was interesting as well because Bielsa never really gets in the face of fourth official. So
he never has a go at the officials. He hasn't had a go at referee all season, and we've had some bad ones.
But he had to this game because they were all dreadful. But Berardi, he came on. I thought he looked good at left back. So we got options there.
Pretty solid, yeah.
All in all, a solid performance from Leeds. Much more improved from recent weeks, which is good to see.
Man of the match for me though has to go to Calvin Phillips personally.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he the stats from the game.
He had Jack Grealish in his pocket.
Jack Grealish had made 8 passes all game, created 1 opportunity, and won 7 alleged fouls. Purely because every time he got the ball, he got cleaned out by Phillips.
Yeah.
And when Phillips got booked, I noticed that Phillips was still marking him, but every time Grealish got the ball, instead of Phillips going through him, it was Janssen going through him because Janssen hadn't been booked yet. we were sort of rotating defenders to just slide through him and injure him as much as possible.
Well, he's the best player, and you take Grealish out of the game, and you take Aston Villa out of the game.
Yeah,
really.
If you stop Grealish, you stop Villa. They've got nothing.
Yeah, like you say, Aston Grealish.
Yeah, Aston Grealish. It is a one-man team. They all rave about John McGinn, the whiny little cheat who you see him 2 foot Adam Forshaw, and he got booked for it. But he got booked, but he literally had. It wasn't just like slide on the floor, studs up. He jumped with both feet, studs up in the air into Forshaw's shins, and didn't get sent off. It was incredible.
Yeah,
I was looking at that and thinking that is a definite red.
Yeah, but back on. I mean, solid performance from Leeds, much more improved from what we've seen over recent weeks, which is really good to see. Coming off the back of 2 really disappointing, results, we go out there, come up against a team who had, been unbeaten in 11, won 10 games in a row. To go get a point, a 1-1 draw. I think that's pretty good, really.
We should have won the game.
Yeah, should have.
If it wasn't for Marcelo Bielsa's moral compass, we would have won that game. Because we would have been 1-0 up, they'd have been down to 10 men, we'd have had them.
I mean, for me, on reflection, I thought that point was probably fair.
I mean, Tyrone Mings cleared it off the line. Jed Stay made a brilliant save to stop Hernandez scoring. There's a few chances.
Yeah, but 1-1. For me, I thought we did quite well. And, I'm a lot more confident now heading into the playoffs after watching that than I was before it. How about you?
Yeah, with the exception of the opening 10-ish minutes where they were the better side, we couldn't really get out of our half.
they got really honest really quickly.
Yeah, they started much stronger than we did. But then after about 10 minutes, we found our feet, pushed them right back over there into their half, and I thought we were fairly comfortable. They didn't really offer much.
Yeah.
Every time they broke, we either brought Grealish or McGinn or Green down on Andrew Green on the wing down, and they just did, all they really had was set pieces.
Yeah,
that's all I saw from the game.
Yeah,
and Jonathan Codger wasted probably their best chance when the ball fell to him on about 12 or 13 yards out, and he span round and blazed it over the bar. And I thought, they're going to do naughty.
But much better performance from Leeds United, which is good. But that point does mean that we do that we do remain in the playoffs. We can't.
Well, we were going to be in the
so,
playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Unless we beat them 12-0, we were going to be in the playoffs anyway.
So Norwich and Sheffield United, they're up now, heading into the last game of the season on Sunday. We're in third, but we do still have stuff to play for, because if we lose against Ipswich and West Brom beat Derby, then we could finish fourth.
It is the most boring final day of the Championship of all time, because
all
three teams are already relegated, 2 teams are already promoted, and yes, the only thing that's exciting, the exciting games are the edge of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And realistically, I know people are saying Bristol City, but realistically, Derby are going to get 6th place.
Yeah.
Because they have a far superior goal difference.
Yeah. I mean, they do have West Brom at home
Actually,
on Sunday, which is quite tough.
That might work well for us, because they need to win that game to get 6th, Derby. And if West Brom lose, then we don't have to do anything against Ipswich to get 3rd. So.
Yeah. But that's the only thing to play for. Us guaranteeing that we finish 3rd.
So all we need is a point.
And, so
we can literally just sit on a 0-0 and we'll get 3rd.
Yeah. So that's the only thing to play for. Guaranteeing that we get 3rd and also the 6th place battle. And speaking of that, who do we want then? I'd imagine that we will finish 3rd. We can't lose to Ipswich, can we?
If you've been following Leeds for any amount of time, you must realise by now that it was always written in the stars we were going to face Frank Lampard's Derby County in the semi-final of the playoffs. You knew this was coming all season. The amount of animosity and rivalry we've had with them this season, despite the fact we've been far better than them for the whole season.
Yeah.
And we smashed them home and away, which fills me with confidence. We smashed Bristol City home and away. Middlesbrough worry me slightly, because we don't suit playing against them.
They've got a really good defence.
We drew both games. The away game was a bit of a smash and grab by us. The home game was just one of the dullest games of football I've ever seen, because we didn't have Pablo Hernandez. They didn't offer any threat besides playing their usual bunch of trolls and giants and gormless scumbags like Daniel Ayala.
So would you want Derby then in the playoff? I think it's out of Derby and Middlesbrough. I mean, as it stands, Derby are 6th on 70 points. They do have a game in hand over Middlesbrough, who are in 7th. They have also won 70 points. Then Bristol are 8th on 66 points, again with a game in hand on Middlesbrough. Bristol City, they play on Tuesday night away at Millwall. They need to win that if they want any hope. If they lose that or draw that, then realistically they're not going to get 6th place anymore. Derby, they play away at Swansea on the Wednesday night. And then at the weekend it's Middlesbrough, they're away to Rotherham, and then Derby at home to West Brom. So I mean, for me, I think it favours Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough got the easiest fixtures, but they've also played more games.
Yeah. So if Derby beat Swansea, then I think Derby, all they need is a point, and then they've got 6th place. So
pretty much.
Yeah. I
mean, it will be Frank Lampard's Derby County in the playoffs.
And that'd be good. I think that'd be really good.
That'll be an absolutely crap.
That'd be great.
Sky Sports are going to milk the crap out of that.
Yeah.
The feature, the amount of feature, there'll be like 2 hours of build up with pundits going on about it. Oh God, they're going to be. there's going to be all sorts of pundits talking about
Spygate. That's
we're going to have bloody Andy Cole and Gary Neville on, and Paul Merson's going to be talking about it. It's going to be the worst, and they're going to just be talking nonsense.
It'll be a really good tie on that second leg.
They're going to ask Frank Lampard loads of biased questions in his pre-match and post-match. They're just going to ask Bielsa leading terrible questions in his pre-match and post-match. It's just going to be garbage.
It's a good tie, though. Really exciting.
I really want to be at both games, so I don't have to watch either of the build-up.
Yeah, it's a really good tie. This one, if it is Leeds versus Frank Lampard's Derby County, I have to say Frank Lampard's Derby County.
It is going to be a cracking atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean for the second leg as well, which would be at Elland Road, and it would be on a Tuesday night, so that would be absolutely cracking. So yeah, I'm wanting it to be Derby. I'm guessing you're wanting it to be Derby as well. Realistically, Bristol City aren't going to get it. So.
Yeah, I was going to say either Derby or Bristol City, and I don't think Bristol City is going to get it, so it's going to be Derby.
Derby County, hopefully not Middlesbrough. Well, now let's go on to the PFA Championship Team of the Year first of all, shall we? Before discussing who picked up trophies at the Leeds United Player of the Year awards for the season. So the PFA Championship Team of the Year is as follows. So it is Randolph in goal. What do we think of that?
That doesn't surprise me. I think he's got the most clean sheets.
Yeah, and then you've got. Who is it? It's really small in print. Max Aarons right back. Norwich City's Max Aarons. I think that's a fair call.
I'd either go for him or probably Who's the lad playing for Wigan? Reece James.
Yeah, I was surprised with the Liam Cooper and Pontus Jansson, they get the 2 centre-back slots, which great news, and congratulations to them. But I was quite surprised seeing that because we've got 2 centre-back slots. I was thinking, there is Reece James, there's other defenders in the league which could have got that. But, congratulations to Liam Cooper and Pontus Jansson.
I reckon Tyrone Mings would have probably got it if he was here from the start of the season.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It surprises me, to be fair, because there's been a few good centre-halves in this league. Webster for Bristol City has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Preston had I don't know the names, but Preston have had a couple of young upcoming centre-backs have been pretty good.
Yeah. Who got left back? It's so small.
Jamal Lewis, I think.
Right, yeah, Jamal Lewis of Norwich City. I think that's a good call. I think both of Norwich City's fullbacks have been excellent this season. Pablo Hernandez, central midfield, of course.
Had to be in there. If you don't put him in there, you don't know about football. Yeah.
It's weird though because he could have been right mid, but they've gone 3 strikers for 3 forward positions. I was surprised that Calvin Phillips wasn't in there. Instead, it's Oliver Norwood. I feel as though Calvin Phillips is better than Oliver Norwood.
Yeah, but I think
can't have too many Leeds United.
I think they had to have a Sheffield United player in there.
Yeah. But as we'll go on to with the Leeds United Player of the Year award, Calvin Phillips has gone through this entire season without picking up any kind of honours,
which is insane because he has been. He's my player of the season.
Yeah, he's been great. But yeah, Oliver Norwood and then Jack Grealish for Diver. And then the 3
unbelievable
forwards.
that Jack Grealish got in that team. There's so many better centre mids in this league.
And then the 3 forwards: Billy Sharp, Tammy Abraham, and Timu Puki, which are
extremely predictable.
Yeah,
three top scorers in the league. They're gonna get it.
Yeah, of course we're gonna be. But that's the PFA Team of the Year. So congratulations to Pablo Hernandez, Pontus Jansson, and Liam Cooper for getting in there. But yeah, like I said, surprised to see Pontus and Liam Cooper in there. But they do deserve it. But I did feel as though maybe other defenders. But yeah, no arguments with that. But let's move on to the Leeds United Player of the Year awards then. That happened on a Sunday night after the Aston Villa game. I was watching the live stream that Leeds United were doing. It kept on crashing. The production at
LUTV.
The production at LUTV is just tremendous. But yeah, so these are the awards. So Matthäus Klick, he got the goal of the year for his goal away at Sheffield Wednesday,
which we saw live.
Yeah, me and you were there. That was a cracking.
It was
goal.
Down our end of the ground as well.
Yeah, well deserved. Do you think? There's been plenty of fantastic goals from Leeds United this season, especially from Matthäus Klick. But does that one for you take goal of the season?
Pablo Hernandez's 16-second goal against West Brom gets it for me.
For me, that would have got it.
That was a proper lift at a time when we really needed it.
Yeah, the time that we needed it. 16 seconds in, no backlift. I thought that was a fantastic finish from Pablo.
Great goal.
But Matthäus Klick, I'd say a bit further out.
No
good
complaints.
Technique, good lift.
Superb goal.
Yeah, superb goal. So yeah, well done to Matthäus Klick for getting that. Klick is scoring goals. Jack Clarke, he got Young Player of the Year. I was a bit surprised by this. I voted for Tyler Roberts.
I voted for Tyler Roberts.
For me, Jack Clarke, he came in. He started really getting in the team back in December. Or you could argue, he showed against Sheffield.
He's only had about 13 appearances this season, and Roberts has had I think 20 or something like that, 25.
Yeah.
I just think Roberts has contributed more.
Yeah, he's contributed more, and I think he's shown it throughout the entire season. When Kemar Roof and Pablo Hernandez were injured, Roberts stepped in and scored a handful of goals. I think it was 4 goals in 3 games.
Got 2 against Preston at home.
Scored a fantastic goal against Hull City away.
Hull away, yeah, with a cracking goal. That.
Yeah. For me, Tyler Roberts, I think he's made a much bigger impact, especially over recent months. In that number 10 role while Kemar Roof has been out. For me, I would have given it Tyler Roberts, but well done to Jack Clarke. I'm sure he's going to get many more awards in his career. Leeds United Ladies Player of the Year was Kath Hamill. I don't really watch Leeds United Ladies, so I can't really comment on that. But good luck. Congratulations to Kath Hamill. And then the Player of the Year award for the first team, for the men's first team, Pablo Hernandez.
Fantastic player. 12 goals, 12 assists.
From midfield.
Brilliant for us. However, I voted for Calvin Phillips.
So did I. And I think, for me, people say Pablo Hernandez, 12 goals, 12 assists is fantastic, especially for midfield.
Especially a 34-year-old midfielder.
Yeah, 34 years old now. But yeah, for me, he has been brilliant throughout the season, but he's not been consistently brilliant for me. I think he's had weeks where he's been insane, then weeks where he hasn't been too good. Of course, he did have an injury at the beginning of the season. But yeah, for me, he's had weeks where he's been insane, weeks where he hasn't been too good. For me, Calvin Phillips has been consistently great throughout the entire season, and without Calvin Phillips, we have seen it. Without Calvin Phillips, we don't do too great.
We're nowhere near as good.
I think Calvin Phillips is a must in that team.
Our success this season has been built on that triangle between Liam Cooper, Pontus Jansson, and Calvin Phillips. If they have control when we're building attacks, then we smash team basically.
Yeah,
we've struggled a little bit when the opposition has put players in between Calvin Phillips and Pontus Jansson and Liam Cooper. That's where we've come slightly unstuck at times. So, but when they've all been playing as well as they possibly can, with Liam Cooper and Jansson passing out to the wings, launching balls forward. Calvin Phillips, these long raking passes he's been doing this season, and winning the ball back in crucial times, crucial places. He has been fundamental to our success this season. I would argue more, or not hugely more, but more than Pablo Hernandez has.
I feel as though we struggle a lot more without Calvin Phillips than without Pablo Hernandez. Yes, Pablo Hernandez do lose a lot of creativity without him, but for me, Calvin Phillips needs to be in that team. And I did vote for Calvin Phillips. I would have liked to see Calvin Phillips, but congratulations to Pablo Hernandez. But it is mental how Calvin Phillips has gone throughout this entire season without getting in any team of the years and without picking up any trophies at the Player of the Year awards. That is mental. Also, a word on Calvin Phillips as well. Back into the Aston Villa game, he was on set pieces. I thought it was brilliant on set pieces, and it's taken us this long to figure out that Calvin Phillips is a great set piece taker.
Well, he's taken free kicks in the past for Leeds, but they've been a bit hit and miss. But
yeah.
Then again, everyone in this squad has a hit and miss free kick.
The corners, they were on point. They were always getting past.
They were pretty good in this game.
Yeah,
they just got defended quite well because Mings is a giant.
Yeah. But those are the awards. The Leeds United U23s, they also won the 2019 Academy Moment of the Year for winning the PDL North title. Great achievement in that. Well deserved. They've been great and fantastic to watch. They've been fantastic to watch throughout the entire season, and they just keep on doing it, don't they? They took on Coventry City in the PDL-National playoff semi-final, which is for to try and win promotion. They took on Coventry City on Monday night at Elland Road. It was 2-2 after normal time, but 3-2 to Leeds at the end of extra time, thanks to a wonder goal from Kunte Manuskov. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's all over online. It was a fantastic goal, wasn't it?
Shades of Aguero, really, I think.
Yeah, but further out though, outside the box.
For the type of movement, taking the extra touch, finding the space, and just rifling it home, it was like watching Aguero. It was the kind of goal you'd see Sergio Aguero score in the Premier League.
Further outside the box. Outside the box.
Obviously not against as good opposition, but still a good goal.
Fantastic finish from Kunte Manuskov. Fantastic goal to win any game. But all the goals in this game I thought were excellent. The first goal came just after 5 minutes. The ball was played
liquid
through
football, really.
Yeah, ball was played through to Izzy Brown. A nice backheel flick to Robbie Gotts, who took a first time shot and it went into the top left hand corner. Fantastic finish to start off the game. And then of course Coventry equalised. We got 2-1 ahead through Ryan Edmondson, who was a substitute. We'll go on to him in a moment. But that was a good goal by him as well. A bit scrappy because it is a corner. Goalkeeper punching it out, and it does take a bounce. But Edmondson on the turn, half volley into the net. I thought it was a really good finish. But then, of course, the winner, a fantastic goal by Temenuskov in extra time. And it's great for him in 23s as well. Again, showing great character and fight. To go to extra time after conceding. We conceded Coventry's their second goal, and we conceded that. So late on in the normal time, to go on into extra time and still keep fighting and then score that win. I thought it was excellent and showed again the character of the U23s.
Yeah, it was great, and it got a bit scrappy as well at one point because Jack Clark got taken out on the edge of our box. The referee didn't give a foul. So he got up and the Coventry players passed it back and they were just about to run into the box. And Clark, making no attempt to win the ball, just two-footed whoever had the ball at the time. And it all massively kicked off.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining game, to say the very least. Yeah, fantastic goals, fantastic from the U23s to get the win. A word on the lineup, Izzy Brown, he started as a number 9 up front. I thought that was a bit interesting. Edmondson was dropped to the bench, but that for me shows Izzy Brown, he's not in the plans for the first team at all, is he?
Probably not, no. And given Bamford's ban, Edmondson will be on the bench, I imagine, for Ipswich and for the first leg of the semi-final.
Yeah.
Whoever that's against, probably Derby.
Yeah, probably. I was thinking that because Edmondson, he was on the bench, and I'm thinking, Edmondson's usually a starter.
It's good because Edmondson's the exact opposite type of player to Roof, because Roof's obviously running the channels. He's quick, he's skillful.
Edmondson is a
massive. He's a target man, essentially.
Man mountain, and he's only what, 18?
Yeah, I think he's 18 or 19. I think he might be 18, and he's great in the air. He's good on corners.
Yeah.
He's a powerful finisher, whereas Roof prefers more or less nearly always burying at top corner. Yeah. Bottom corner.
And it's not like first team is anything new to Ryan Edmondson. Of course, Paul Leckenbottom gave him a chance towards the end of last season. Edmondson was dropped to the bench. Of course, he came on. I think Edmondson probably rested a bit. I think that they did have in mind, Bamford could get in trouble here. Stick Edmondson on the bench on Sunday against Ipswich. I think that's a massive possibility now, especially now that Bamford's out for 2 games for deceiving the referee. Interesting lineup. For me, Bogusz, I thought he was really good. Starting Jack Clark as well, he looked to be back at his best. For me, who impressed you the most in this game?
I think Gotts had a very good game.
Yeah,
I was impressed with Robbie Gotts.
Yeah,
I think he's got a lot of potential. He's got a good footballing brain, as Robbie Gotts. He gets out. I've watched him play a few times, and he's constantly getting out of what I would class as extremely difficult situations. So I've been closed down from like 3 different positions. Players kind of trying to hit the ball off him. He's excellent under pressure, which is a trait you need to become a good senior player. I was impressed with him.
Yeah.
Thought Brown had a good game. Izzy Brown had a good game.
Yeah.
He assisted the first goal.
Yeah, he did have a really good game.
He was involved, and I thought Edmondson was just brilliant.
When he came on,
19 goals for the season. I think he's obviously been player of the season. 19 goals. He's been kind of spearheading their charge, and he won the title with them. He got to the semi-final of the cup, and now they might be going on to get promoted, providing they win the next game. So, I've been really impressed with these under-23s, and I would like to see a few of them and get some game time against Ipswich.
I'm so looking forward to seeing them make the jump up. It's a big jump up, but I want to see how to do. They're so good with the under-23s. I
want to see Jamie Shackleton playing against Ipswich.
Yeah, I really want to see Jamie Shackleton again in the first team this season. The last time he was featured in the first team game was against West Brom. He came on and got an assist straight away, so he's done nothing wrong. I would like to see him again. But Bogusz, he looks really, really good. One for the future. Very young still. I think he's 17 years old. And Jack Clark as well. He looked good in this game. So under-23s, brilliant, fantastic, winning an award for Academy Moment of the Year of 2019, and then also beating Coventry to go to the final, which is fantastic stuff. But that's the N23s. Hopefully they go on and win the final. That'll be really good. But now let's look ahead to the final game of the regular championship season for Leeds United. It's come so quick, hasn't it? At the end of the season, it's just absolutely flown by.
Time flies when you bought the automatics, mate.
Yeah, and time flies. Time flies when you get much, much older as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they take on Ipswich Town away at Portman Road on Sunday. Ipswich, of course, already relegated to League One, and we can only finish in the playoffs now. So some may say it's a dead rubber game, but for me, there is still plenty to play for. As I said, we need a point to guarantee that we finish third. We don't want to finish fourth and end up playing against Aston Villa. So a point to guarantee third, that's something to play for. And also, you want to go into those playoffs on the back of a win, don't you?
Yeah, you want to. That's why that's another one of the reasons why we should be also giving away that goal, because it would be nice to go with a bit of momentum into the playoffs. But we stopped the rot because we had 2 defeats.
I think there is still momentum from that game. I think that game has given the fire in the players' bellies.
It's a big lift because we played really well in that game, and if we can play that well against Ipswich and whoever finishes in the semi-final and final of the playoffs, providing we get to the final, then I think it'll take a good side to beat us.
Yeah.
A good side and good form.
Yeah, definitely. And, we do a lot better against the big sides as well, this season. You look at the losses, QPR, Birmingham, Stoke, Brentford, Wigan.
Blackburn.
Just awful teams.
Terrible teams.
And then you come up against the big teams. Yeah, we lost against West Brom away 4-1. That was just
beat Norwich, beat Sheffield United, beat West Brom, beat Derby twice, Bristol City twice, picked up points, took a couple of points from Middlesbrough, both home and away.
Yeah.
Swansea, we got 4 points.
Yeah.
So we
against the big sides, we do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it does come down to that mindset thing. Players going into a game thinking, it's going to be a walk in the park, but it really isn't.
Speaking of walks in the park, we have Ipswich away next, so they are not a big team. Oh,
it should be a win, shouldn't it, for Ipswich?
It's amazing how many times we say that, mate. We don't win. I don't really care whether we win or not. I want to see a run out of a few younger players. I want to see a good performance. I want to see energy. I want to see fight. I don't want to see any suspensions or injuries.
Yeah. I just want to see effort, really. Yeah. Just effort.
Treat it like a friendly, we have to draw.
Yeah. Play like we did against Aston Villa, and that'll be good.
I want to play Roof. We're going to go through the lineup?
Yeah, we'll go through the lineup shortly. But, it should be a win. Ipswich, already relegated. They're a poor side. They've only won 4.
They've drawn a huge amount of games, though.
Drawn 16, but they lost 25 and only won 4 all season.
We battered them at home. We always seem to draw down there, though. Every time I see us play Ipswich at Portman Road, it's a 1-1 draw.
Well, we lost there last season, didn't we? Kane got sent off their head. But Ipswich, they're a poor side. I mean, you look at this. The top goal scorer is Edwards on 6 goals. He's joint top goal scorer with Freddie Sears on 6 goals. Come on.
I think Freddie Sears is injured as well.
Yeah, maybe. If that is, then he's one of their best players, really, Freddie Sears going forward. But they're a poor side. But like I said, we don't do too well down in Suffolk at Portman Road. We haven't won there since Saturday, August the 24th, 2013.
I like how you got the day there as well, not just the date.
Yeah, we won 2-1. I'm on placement of Yorkshire Evening Post this week on the sports decks.
Of course you are.
And I had to write a piece about the last 5 meetings at Portman Road between Ipswich and Leeds, so that's how I know that.
Of course you do.
I know it off by heart as well. But yeah, we won 2-1 there. But of course, this season, though, we did beat them 2-0 at Elland Road back in October. I was really impressed with their goalkeeper in that game. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce his name.
Bielkowski.
Well done. But yeah, we beat them 2-0, so we know how to get the job done. And I'm expecting that we are going to do the double over them.
Yeah, there's no doubting that we're going to be expected to win the game by the rest of the championship, anyone with an ACCA and ourselves. But we've got to turn up and just play like we did against Villa. If we can just put in a good performance, not a Brentford performance, then we'll be fine. I have no worries whatsoever.
Yeah, definitely. We've apparently back for this game. Of course, he missed the 1-0 draw with Villa due to a hip injury. But if he is back, that's fantastic. Of course, he is going to
start.
He probably will start ahead of Edmondson, and Bamford is, of course, suspended. What other changes would you make, though, in the lineup? Of course, left back, if Dallas is injured. Berardi, I'm guessing, is probably going to start there.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, would you make any other changes to starting 11?
I'd probably sort of Forshaw or click out for Shackleton.
I mean, no, I was surprised seeing the lineup against Aston Villa, Forshaw alongside Click in forward midfield roles. And Cam
I understand this. You're on about
seeing those three.
solidity, yeah.
Yeah, but I was looking at that at the start thinking, I'm quite worried about this because Forshaw alongside Click doesn't really work. Forshaw alongside Phillips and alongside Click, I'm not really too sure how that's going to work. But I thought it did really well, and I thought it gave us a lot more cover in midfield, which is what we've lacked. I wouldn't change midfield at all.
Well, maybe, but I just want to see more. I want to see a bit of variety in this because it means nothing. So I want to see a few more new faces. I know Clark-Adore got injured against Coventry. Otherwise, I would have stuck him up on the wing.
Yeah,
Harrison. I would love to see him make his debut.
Clark-Adore, I think he's great. Tyler Roberts, I'd start him at left midfield over Harrison.
Yep, I agree with that.
Harrison, he had a poor game really against Aston Villa. Tyler Roberts, he had a fantastic game. So, it's not a hard choice there. You stick Tyler Roberts on left mid. I'd make that change, but for me, I really can't really see Bielsa making any more changes. I don't think he's going to experiment. You want a solid game.
We just want to get through this without any injuries or any suspensions or any scraps where the FA can issue us sanctions.
Yes, maybe if you look at it that way, and then probably a few changes would be right. Take out your main players. But for me, you want to take momentum into those playoffs. And for me,
just if we're winning in the game and we're like 2-0 up on like the 70th minute, just take everybody off.
Well, you can't take 3 players off.
No, exactly. No,
it's not a friendly.
You know what I mean? But take Roof off, take Click off, take
Pontus off.
Take Pontus off, and then just
or Cooper.
Yeah, just stick Applehalme on, stick Shackleton on, stick Edmondson on, and then just see the game out.
Yeah.
And there's no need to risk our better players when we don't have to.
Yeah. Score prediction then?
Probably 2-0 Leeds.
2-0 Leeds. I would go, yeah. I reckon we'll keep a clean sheet.
We never hammer teams. It'll probably 2-0.
Yeah. I reckon we'll keep a clean sheet, and I reckon we may score. I'll go 2-0 as well. I'm agreeing with you, but we should win. Definitely should be beating Ipswich. If we're not, then I'll be very worried going into the playoffs, but hopefully we do. And that brings us to the end of episode 19 of the All Things Leeds podcast. Thank you very much to Charles, as always, for joining me.
Yep, cheers for having me on, mate.
Thank you to everyone who has listened as well. Really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed, then do the usual, subscribe or follow the podcast. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating. Share the podcast around as well. Help us out. Make sure to follow All Things Leeds on all our social media platforms. It's All Things Leeds on Facebook and All Things Leeds 1 on Twitter and Instagram. Keep up to date with everything that is happening. Subscribe to your YouTube channel as well if you have not already. Me and Charles, we will be back next week to look back on the last game of the season, the Ipswich game, and then I don't know, because we've got a bit of time to the playoffs. Maybe a quiz, maybe something, just to fill the time next week.
I mean, I've got a lot of exams on, so we'll see about that. But
but yeah, we'll try to be back next week then. But yeah, thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you later.